do you mean by pricing and what are the various methods of pricing? I think I did not share the screen. So we have started with the methods of pricing. What are the various methods of pricing? Basically classified into cost-based pricing, competition-based pricing, demand-based pricing, and strategy-based pricing are the various methods that we have, isn't it? Now, I think I have done with cost-based pricing. Cost-based pricing, how many methods do we have, Nana?
2, ma'am.
2. What are those 2?
Cost plus pricing, marginal cost-based pricing.
Yeah, cost plus pricing and marginal cost-based pricing. And what do you mean by cost plus pricing?
Total cost plus fixed rate of profit.
Yeah, very good. Total cost plus fixed percentage of profit, and depending on the policy of the company, they add 10% or 8% or 5% based on their policies. Each and every company try to add a certain percentage of profits to the total cost and then define the concept of selling price of a particular product. So this is known as first method. The next method is marginal cost. Can anyone tell me what do you mean by marginal cost based pricing?
Selling price is the marginal price.
Selling price would be the marginal price. And what do you mean by marginal price, man?
Price for one extra unit.
Yeah, cost incurred to manufacture extra 1 unit. And what is the intention here? To cover the variable cost and contribute towards the fixed cost is known as marginal cost, isn't it? And what do you mean by fixed cost and variable cost?
Variable cost are labor and material.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Fixed cost, rent and asset.
Rent, insurance, salary of employees, yes, and so on are the examples of fixed cost, isn't it? So the concept of marginal cost is the selling price would cover total variable cost plus contribute towards the fixed cost is what the strategy that we apply in marginal costing. Why? Because fixed cost incur if the production is 0 also. Variable cost vary with the level of production. Increase in production, increase in variable cost. Decrease in production, decrease in variable cost. So this is known as cost-based pricing. Now coming to the competition-based pricing, can 7K Nana, who has joined just now? Are you there, Nana? 7K?
No, ma'am, she was from beginning.
Just now 6K na, 7K na have joined. $7K or Sadvika na? Who is 7K? Yeah, Sadvika has joined a long back. Akash, can you tell me who have joined just now? Last is K. Is it 6K?
Maybe, ma'am. At beginning, he was not there.
Yeah, 6K. Are you there, Nana? Okay, I know how to. So now, in the case of competition-based pricing, we have competition above the market level, price above the market competition level, pricing below the competition level, then follow the leader. And who is the leader here? What do you mean by market leader?
Who has maximum share in the market?
Yeah, very good. Who has maximum share in the market? Whose products are sold maximum totally in that particular industry is treated as a market leader. The strategies applied by that particular market leader will be adopted is known as follow the leader method. And what do you mean by seal bidding pricing? Seal bidding pricing is in the case of
Tenders.
and contracts. And how is the selling price decided here? The person who quotes the lesser price will be awarded the tender or the contract is what the strategy here on the date of advertisement that have been given, the prescribed date. They will open the tenders at a time, and the company which poses a very less price in the tenders would be awarded the contract or the tender. That is known as sealed bidding pricing. Now coming to the demand oriented pricing, the third main heading. Demand oriented pricing is nothing but the pricing would be decided on based on the demand of that particular product in the market. So like the first one is price discrimination. So what do you mean by price discrimination? This happens in which type of market structure? This happens in which type of market structure, Nana? Price discrimination is possible in which type of market structure?
Oligopoly.
Is it oligopoly? Price discrimination. What do you mean by
perfect competition? Perfect competition.
No. What do you mean by price discrimination? At least tell me that. Posing different prices to different consumers of the same product is known as price discrimination. I gave you an example of what? Example of which product did I give, Nana? Central Railways, isn't it? First class we have different, sleeper coach we have different, the general compartment has different prices. The same train has different prices to different consumers of the same product based on income. Then based on age also, how did we classify price discrimination based on age?
Below 18, above 18.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Senior
Children,
citizens.
Yeah, senior citizens. Below 10 comes under children, then above 60 comes under senior citizens. Those get a discount of a percentage which is offered by the Central Railways. So here it is based on age. And based on education, what example did I give? Price discrimination. Price discrimination based on education, I gave you. Yeah.
Private institutes.
Yeah, very good. Private educational institutes in Narayana and Sri Chaitanya, or even FS that we have in your third year. Even here also we have elite batch, we have FS A, B, C, D like that. So based on your performance on the entrance, you would be posted in different classes. So this is known as education based of the same course, isn't it? So this is known as price discrimination. So it refers to practicing of charging different prices to different consumers of the same product. Customers with different profiles such as education, income, age, they will be separated and prices would be awarded or charged accordingly. So that is known as price discrimination. So this is known as a demand-oriented pricing, the first method. Now going to the second one, perceived value pricing. What do you mean by perceived value pricing? It's nothing whose perception is identified here. It's regarding the perception of the buyer, regarding what is the value of that product for him presently. Is it compulsory that he need to purchase whatever may be the situation, or can he postpone? Or what is the perception of the buyer? Like for example, at the time of festivals, what would be the rates of the flowers? What would be the prices of the different commodities which are applied, which are used in the festival? So that would be at a higher prices because the perception of the buyer is desperate where he should buy as tomorrow or day after would be a festival. So here, this would be the concept of perception of the buyer. So here, the fixation of the prices would be based on the perception of the buyer. So this is known as what is the value that is being identified in the face of a consumer is known as perceived value pricing. So these are the two methods under demand-oriented pricing. Is it clear, Nana? The third main method of demand-oriented pricing. Any doubts in this? First one is price discrimination. Second one is perceived value pricing. And whose perception is studied or identified here? The perception of the consumer. What do you mean by the perception here? Perception is his intention of buying. Is he desperate or can he postpone, or he is not really willing to buy? So if he is really willing to buy, he is desperate where he has to buy the product, definitely the prices would be high, and accordingly the prices would be decided based on the perception of the buyer. So this normally happens in the case of perishable goods such as vegetables, fruits, flowers, and so on. Is it clear, Nana? Are these two methods clear? Shall I move on?
Yes.
Yeah, now
Clear.
going to the next one, strategy-based pricing. Under strategy-based pricing, we have 5. We have 5 in strategy-based pricing, out of which the first one is skimming pricing. What do you mean by skimming pricing is, like if you skim good curd, when you skim a good curd, what happens? The good cream that it has would be floating on the top. So getting the good cream initially is known as skimming pricing. So what is the strategy is, as per this strategy, the companies pose a higher prices, very higher prices, fixing a very higher prices to skim the best cream in the market. And the intention here is to get off the investment in the initial stages only. Later they may reduce. Okay, so here the investors tries to recover the original investment in the beginning itself. And here the best cream would be taken back and the leftover, the low level will be left over. That is settling down the leftover low level consumers, taking the best cream out of the market is known as skimming pricing. There are 3 important points in this method. First one is refers to fixing a very higher price to skim the best cream in the market is the first point. The second one is the lower value of the consumers will settle down. They are not targeted. The third one is the investors tries to get back their investment in the beginning itself to play safe. These are the 3 important points in this skimming pricing. This method is followed where the demand is inelastic, less competitive, and highly quality goods are produced and sold. So for those type of products, skimming pricing, premium type of products, premium quality products, inelastic market structure, and less competitive. So there, skimming pricing plays an important role. So less competition, it's not oligopoly. What happens if you apply this strategy? Example, can you apply skimming pricing in oligopoly?
No, they'll choose the alternative.
Yeah, very good. Skimming pricing law, you can't use oligopoly. You can't use in oligopoly. Why? Because oligopoly law, what is the strategy? If one increases, the other doesn't increase. And if one decreases, the other decrease. This leads to losing of the customer's base. So skimming pricing cannot be possible in oligopoly. It possible only in monopoly, and it may possible in monopolistic competition, but not in oligopoly. So here it's nothing but posing or fixing very high prices. Intention is to get back the investment initially to play safe in the business. Once they get back the investment, they may reduce later. Is it clear, Nana? This is the first method in strategy-based pricing. Any doubts?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, now going to the next one, market penetration. So market penetration is nothing but fixing very less prices in order to spread the product in the market, in order in the beginning to just spread and put foot in the market and later expand. So the strategy here is fixing very low prices in order to capture the market, and in order to just enter into the market, spread it wings, and later the strategy would be low prices, high volume of sales, which leads to high profits. So this is known as penetration. Penetration is entering into or looking into with a very low prices, make the product spread in the market and increase the sales. Automatically the profits will also increase. So in the case of penetration, very high prices. In the case of skimming, very high prices. In the case of market penetration, very low prices. In order to, can you name any company which has started like this? New products with very low price to just spread the product in the market.
Jio.
Jio, very good, Nana. Exactly. Jio is one. Then you can even give Patanjali also.
Ola.
Yeah, Ola, did they give very less prices initially?
I think initially there was free ride, ma'am.
Free ride, okay. I don't have an idea. Okay.
There was advertised like 6 rupees per kilometer on Ola.
Okay. So yeah, that might be the strategy. Yes, Jio is a perfect example. Patanjali can be given a perfect example. Most of the people started using Patanjali products in the case of skincare, in the case of shampoos, in the case of toothpaste and so on, isn't it, if you observe? But I don't know why suddenly the sales have come down. Either it may be if the products have been diluted with the mediators, as the Patanjali couldn't manage the high production. What it have done, it has given outsourcing. So when the concept of outsourcing have come, the products have been adulterated, the quality have come down and people stopped using, I think. But initially the prices were very low in comparison with the ITC or Procter & Gamble or Tata's or the other manufacturers who manufacture, Nestle and so on. Okay, so this is known as skimming pricing, market penetration. Any doubts, Nana? Inka? Shall I move on to the next one? Now the next one is block pricing. What do you mean by block pricing? Block pricing is nothing but a strategy that is applied by all or none. So like for example, 6 soaps would be packed in one package where you can get the 7th soap free, or getting a soap box free. If you buy 4, you can get a soap box free, like that. So here block pricing, BLOCK, block pricing is a strategy applied where the strategy here is buy all or none. So here the consumer is forced to buy all the 6 soaps to get 1 soap free, or buy all the 4 soaps to get a soap box free. So the strategy here is buy all or none to take the purchase decision. That is known as block pricing. As the same commodity will be given with many number, and here as the number is more, he may give another soap as free or given gift, so that the consumer would be forced to buy many products, leading to revenue, leading to profits. Is that clear? This is known as block pricing. Now coming to the commodity bundling pricing. What do you mean by commodity bundling? It's nothing but different services offered as a one product. Like it may be a school kit, or it may be in the case of an resort, or where you have a swimming, you have spa, you have library, you have gym and so on. Okay, so different products offered as a one package is known as commodity bundling pricing. Like example, in the case of school bags, you may have a shoes, you may have books, you may have uniform, you may have a bag. These are the different multiple products offered as a package, and the price is offered so on. So that is known as commodity bundling. So it may be in the case of a resort, or it may be in the case of a club, where you have multiple options offered as a one package. Is that clear? So this is known as commodity bundling. You can give example of a school kit, or you can give an example of a club where you have many amenities based on the package. Is that clear, Nana? This is known as commodity bundling pricing. Now going to the last method, peak load pricing. What do you mean by peak load pricing? At the time of on season, the prices would be very high. The intention here is to cover the off-season losses that have been occurred in off-season. So peak load pricing is nothing but posing a very high prices during on-season to set off the losses that have been incurred in off-season. That is known as peak load pricing. Can you give examples of such method, peak load pricing?
Ma'am, they may shift to other also, no, ma'am.
No, this is exceptionally...
Coolers, AC, ma'am. Cooler,
Yeah.
AC, fridge.
Yeah, very good. Coolers, ACs, and so on. Like, for example, we can say it might look funny, but once we have a spell of rain, we immediately see a spread of umbrellas that are sold on the roadside, a spread of raincoats that are sold outside. It's nothing but seasonal, isn't it? So as the people buy whatever may be the price, but if you have the same, that is, can you spread that same items during summer or during winter? We can't do it, isn't it? So that's seasonal businesses are applicable in the case of peak load pricing. Okay, so like you can even give examples of resorts, or in the case of hotels, weekends, there would be high rates, isn't it? We don't have any offers in the case of weekends. We find offers only in the case of weekdays. That also you can give examples of resorts and so on. So seasonal businesses, summer vacation, we find full of commuters going on for sightseeing and so on, isn't it? Then the prices would be very high, and off season they don't have any commuters who come and purchase their products or services. So there the losses would be compensated in such way. That is known as peak load pricing and seasonal pricing. The auspicious days in the temples also, isn't it? The auspicious days in the temple full of devotees who buy all the material, and when the days are not auspicious, then we find less commuters and the prices may be less. So this is about peak load pricing. So strategy based pricing, we have 5 methods. The first one is skimming the best cream out of the market, posing or fixing a very high prices. The intention here is getting back the investment in initial stages itself, and skimming the best cream out of the market are the target consumers. Their market penetration, posing very less price in order to capture the market, in order to spread the product in the market and increase their sales and revenue, so that obviously the profits will also increase. That is known as penetration pricing, mostly adopted for the new products that have been introduced for the first time. Then block pricing. What do you mean by block pricing?
Same product sold in multiple packs.
Buy all or none.
Yeah, buy all or none, isn't it? Same product offered for 5, get 1 free, or get a gift free. The decision here is, the strategy here is buy all or none. Now, commodity bundling, different services, different products are offered as one package. That is known as commodity bundling. Then peak load pricing, during on season, very high prices to offset the losses that have been occurred in off season. And this is basically during the seasonal businesses, is known as peak load pricing. 5 methods of strategy based pricing. So in the case of cost plus, we have 2. In the case of competition, we have 4, 6. Demand, we have 2, 8. And here we have 5. So 13 methods of pricing, Nana. What do you mean by pricing? Methods of pricing. Is this clear? Any
Yes,
doubt? Yeah. And the next concept is, I think I have a quiz. I'll stop here. There